What up, everybody? I am Mark Shapiro, and welcome to Are You Being Real? And we have a group episode today.
Yeah.
This is the second ever group gathering, and we're going to bring you a conversation that is bold, inspiring, real, and juicy. I don't know what's going to happen here. We'll see. I am thrilled with this crew that we have here today. We've got Zack, the author of the upcoming book, The American.
Yes, sir. Good to be here.
We've got Caitlin Turner. Most people know you as Gypset Goddess on Instagram, empowering and inspiring one post at a time. We've got Amber Valdez, the life purpose cheerleader, cheering on 1 million souls on fire to live their purpose.
That's right.
Bloop. And we've got Preston Smiles, the author of Love Louder and the founder of Man Cave, a conscious man brotherhood.
Let's get it.
In this here red cowboy hat of mine, we have got questions. Thank you guys for all submitting a really bold, perhaps challenging, truth-evoking question here about life that most people just don't talk about openly and honestly. So here we go. I'm going to pick a question, and then we're all going to go around the horn and answer it.
Let's do it.
So here we go. The question is, in beautiful penmanship, what is the most difficult thing for you to love about yourself? The second question, part 2, is how do you practice loving this quality within you? So who came up with this question? Who do we think it was?
Yeah.
Caitlin. So cool. Caitlin, why'd you pick this question? And go ahead.
I picked this question because I feel like this is a roadblock that's come up for me quite a bit lately, where I'm not loving myself enough in a variety of different areas. And sort of the common theme that's come up is, well, if I don't love myself, then I'm not going to show up like someone who loves themselves, and other people are going to have a harder time loving me too because I'm not even leading the way. And so it's become a big practice for me to find all of the things that I don't love about myself and practice loving them even more than the things I already love about myself. I don't really need to practice that. I already love those. So I'm trying to find all of my sort of hidden qualities that I think are bad and turn them into shown qualities that I love.
So you love all those alter egos that you shared last time you were on the show?
Still working on it, but I'm making
Woman
progress.
Of many alter egos. So Caitlin, you have the opportunity to pick who is going to share first. You're welcome to choose yourself or to pick anyone here on the panel.
I'm going to pick Zack because you haven't gotten to go first yet.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, Zack.
Can you synthesize your question? Can you put it to me like real simple?
Real simple. What is your least favorite quality about yourself, and how could you practice to make it one of your favorite qualities about yourself?
And is this physical too? Maybe we should
Yeah,
part
it can
B
be physical, it can be internal, external, whichever quality speaks to you.
My least favorite quality about myself. So this whole concept around like self-love, and I'm not trying to teach. I'm going to stay away from that. Let me put context around this first, and then I'll maybe share some sort of personal example.
We don't want no context.
Can context? No, just what I don't like about myself.
Yeah,
Okay, I got it.
straight up. There you go. My name is Zack, and what I don't like about myself is blank. Insert the blank. You can do it, Zack. No context.
Then after teach chapter.
My name is Zack, and what I don't like is that I always have to set context and justify what I'm saying. And this literally is a problem because sometimes people ask me just simple questions like, what don't you like about yourself? And I'll be like, well, it's interesting, like in defining the terms. And so like getting caught in my rationalization of the world is like a real hindrance for me. And like I can play with it, and it's this like amalgamation of these self-defense mechanisms that I've accumulated over the years, which make it so I can defend and not answer anything that I don't want to, or play anything that I do want to. And so thank you for calling me out on it, because I totally do it. And it's easy. I'm like, I don't need to answer this question. I'll just give you theory on it and we'll call it the next. But like that's a barrier, because what I'm doing is I'm covering up like that real, authentic, vulnerable vulnerable self, which I actually really do enjoy sharing. So, I mean, I guess I'm wearing mine on my sleeve right now. I'm like, the biggest thing in the way is my rational mind. Because I also know that when I surrender to my love and to heart and to spirit, that, everything that needs to be done is already done. And I don't need to try to make sense of anything for anything to happen. And so that's something I'm constantly shifting into, is how do I surrender and be in service as much as possible without having to make it some intellectual, jockeying for position, which is something I've been trained and conditioned to do for years.
Is that really, is that really the thing that you dislike about yourself the most?
I mean,
I get that
twice.
that's one. I don't, to me, that's like, I don't know.
Come
I'm
on.
gonna give an answer. Are you
Seriously.
sure? I mean, it's the thing, because I've kind of released the whole body image thing. For considering I'm 6'5", I feel like I'm 30 pounds overweight right now, but I love the shit out of myself, straight up. And I'm not going to be fake humble about that. I look in the mirror and I love myself. I look myself in the eye, and even if I'm not perfect, I'm like, fuck it, you're on the journey, and you're doing as best you can. And so I've learned how to exercise self-love. So it's not that I don't, what do you hate about yourself, anything like that. There's things, but in my core right now, I love myself. So I can go into anything, but I really think the greatest barrier for me to being my best self is trying to make it this intellectual battle.
I can see that.
Hiding behind your brain.
Yeah, I can see it for sure. It's
it's caught in the rational.
Yeah.
It's the thing that has, it's that conversation of what got you here won't get you there.
Right.
And usually these mechanisms we use, and I'm saying we, not just you, we use as a way to protect ourselves when we're younger. And then we play them and wear them for so long that they start to wear us. And as somebody who is trained to look at that, I started seeing that in yourself, which is also a reflection of me, clearly. Mm-hmm. And it was triggering me. So thank you for sharing that. I actually do believe you. I do see that come up quite a bit. And it has since we've all known each other.
Twice in the two questions. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm conscious, and thank you. Around you guys, you're okay, I see you, I see what you're doing, and you can bring me to that real level. Yeah. Which is the whole reason to surround ourselves with conscious, loving people.
Real talk.
Yeah.
And you don't have to prove your worth to any of us. You just get to answer the question and not teach us some Joseph Campbell.
But there's so many great quotes to it.
Yes, there are.
This is do you have the quote episode? What is it? This is Are You Being Real? Are you being real?
Starting to sweat a little bit. We're good.
Yeah,
Because
baby.
it's true.
So, Zach, do you feel complete?
Yeah, I feel good. Thanks for all seeing me. I appreciate it.
We love you.
Yeah, I love you.
So much.
So, Zach, who do you nominate to go next?
It's got to be Amber. It's got to be the spunky one.
Do it.
There's this quote. No.
Please.
The cave you fear to enter holds the treasure that you seek. No. The first thing that came up for me was just my inability to let go. My need to just never give up and never let things go and never let people down or never leave people behind. It's I don't know when to fucking let it go. And it's it's a blessing and a curse because it makes me a great coach and a great friend, and I don't sell out on anyone, but it also it works to my detriment sometimes. And I think growing up as a fighter and having to do everything on my own, I forget, that I gotta let go and surrender, and always seeing the best in people. And when that best isn't showing up, I'm still but no, I saw it on January 5th, 2012. You have it in you. So being the cheerleader that I am, I feel that is me, and also being the Capricorn, the mountain goat, no, but we're getting to that mountain. We said so. And they're but it's burning. There's a fire. Let's take another route. I'm no, this is the way.
This is the mountain.
So it causes me a lot of suffering, guys. And, so yeah, just to, that's the one thing about me that I'm know when to say when, know when to fucking wave the flag and surrender. And just because you surrender, it doesn't mean you're giving up. And just because you surrender, it doesn't mean you suck. Just because you surrender, it doesn't mean you quit or that you failed. And I think that is just my life lesson that I'm so committed to breaking through, and that just makes me frustrated with myself, is that I'm always comparing myself to trying harder, being more. And yeah, so blessing and curse. Blessing and curse. It's like,
Freedom lives on the other side of that. Beautifully said.
thank you.
You complete?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Who do you
Let
nominate
it go,
to share
yo.
next?
Let it go, yo. Well, P gets to go.
All right. P, what do you love least about yourself, sir?
Yes. So one of the things I'm really in the midst of breaking through, and has been a lifelong breakthrough, is taking things so personal. I have these swings, and actually the thing that bothers me the most is that I take them personal with the people who are closest to me, and that produces anger, particularly in relationship. I think that my wife is a butterfly, and she's so fantastic and so beautiful, and she's a different creature. She's a butterfly, and I'm a pit bull, and those two things can live together if I stop seeing her in those moments of vulnerability as a pit bull as well. And that's where my work is. I see it on Facebook. You know, I actually unfriended Zack and blocked him
Really?
for a little bit, based on him liking someone else's comment about me being some charlatan and all of these other things. And just this is how insidious it is. I looked at this person's comment and I went, okay, that's interesting. And then I saw there was 3 likes on it, and I clicked on the button and Zack's name popped up, and I was like, you know what? I'm leaving this guy on here, but fuck this guy. He's gone for life, right? And like that, I look at that and I'm like, wow, where else in your life are you just cutthroating people based on you taking it personal, right? Zack gets to have his opinion.
Yeah.
I may have my own opinion about us and loyalty, and that double Leo in me gets reared up, and it's like, he's not loyal, like, and that's not fair. So Zack, if you want to speak to that, I say you bring.
Yeah, I'd love to hear your experience of why you clicked like. And
Yeah, I remember that. And just
Now this is turning into
just to set the stage, like, you know, Preston, you're on the path, and you're one of the leaders in the space, and I have nothing but respect and love for you, just first and foremost.
That's bullshit. No, I'm just
No love. No, but there was a comment. I remember reading it, and it becomes so nuanced, especially in the social media where like everybody has a comment on thing, and so you're actually like, I feel like held to this certain standard that you're not allowed to be anything but the very best. Mm-hmm. And I remember the click. I don't remember exactly what it was, but I remember that something that you said came off as non-compassionate and non-patient.
Yeah.
And I hold you so high that
That's your trigger.
that is my trigger, that I literally, and it is my shit. And that there was a comment right under it that said something to the effect of that, like, could you imagine being more compassionate, da 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 da. And your comment wasn't even that bad. You didn't say, of course, you're not like mean to a person, but you may have like been quick with her. Mm-hmm. It was like on that level. Yeah. And I was just like, oh, that's interesting. And I kind of like resonated. Mm-hmm. And I was going to write something, but then I read his comments and I was like, well, you know, I'll just give it a little likesy. So it's amazing what a little likesy can do, because you've cut me out of your life completely because that comment was so do you remember exactly what it was?
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
Do you want to share?
I don't remember what the initial post that I put up, but the backstory context is, for those of you guys even who don't understand what we're talking about here, I have a pretty big social media following and engaging audience. And some men in particular, and it was a guy whose comment you liked, some men in particular, especially in the community, see me and they go, I'm better than that guy, fuck that guy, and they wait. They do not comment on anything else until all the mob and everybody is attacking. And I saw this guy do that, and he'd done it a few times. And what I tend to do is I let people do it about 3 times. If they get super disrespectful, they're gone, right? But if it's like, if you have something to say about what I said, cool, we can disagree. But once people start using particular words and sort of, beating their chest a little bit, the alpha male in me, you may call it the beta male, but the part of me that is deeply competitive starts to beat my chest as well. And whatever, I don't remember what I said to the girl previous, but his comment said something to the effect of charlatan, faker, like, who do you think you are kind of thing. And for me, this guy, I know him.
I like the charlatan faker comment.
Yes, you did. And so for me, I read through that comment and I'm like, 3 people like this who are following me? Let me see who the fuck they are. Because if they are afraid and they're hiding in the wings liking shit like this, then they don't need to be here. And, you know, I look at that now. This is what, a year ago, 2 years ago, maybe?
Something like that.
It was probably almost 3 years ago, maybe. I don't even know. But point being, when I saw your name, a lot came up for me. And that's, if we're being real about what I'm still working through, I take things deeply personal. Mm-hmm. And whenever anybody, being a double Leo, like when somebody is my friend, they could kill somebody. And I'd be like, wasn't him. It wasn't him. Like,
my rising's in Leo.
And I've done this
that
many times where I disagree with a friend and I inbox them or text them and say, yo, I want to call you out because I see the mob is already out. So, yo, you might want to reword that or delete the comment or like breathe for a little bit because I see you're going back and forth with this person. It's not that big of a deal. Mm-hmm. I've done that for other people who I completely disagreed with. And so, you know, it is what it is. I just wanted to put that in a space and own that I'm working through that. So I am complete.
Thank you, Preston. Like, I love that there was some fire right here in between both of you guys. That was really awesome. Zack, I'm curious to know how you feel about that now.
I don't remember it being as harsh as like a charlatan comment. And I do remember liking it. Mm-hmm. And I'm sorry it came off as anything but love. I always intend that, and it doesn't always come off like that. And sometimes I'm quick to click. I like want the actual thing. You got to know that I look up to you, and that I love you, and that I respect you. And if that didn't come off, or whatever is going on between us that's unspoken, mm-hmm. like I'm here, to support you, to speak with you, and to create, you know, the world that we all dream of. So. We can either keep talking and make it more of a thing here, or we can talk later. You know, I don't know.
Are you guys Facebook friends again?
It's gonna take a little bit more.
Maybe.
Don't rush.
I don't think so. I unblocked him on Instagram for sure. I did that a while ago. But
I think what this boils down to is everyone has an inner child within them that wants to be seen and loved. And when you feel like someone jumps on the wings of something and it blindsides you, you're like, wow, he thinks that way about me. It hurts. Yeah. And I honor you for just being like, okay, bye. Yeah. Because at that moment, it was easier for you to clip him than to like feel that. Right. And I think that a lot of us do that sometimes when we're feeling bullied.
Hurt him back.
Yep. Right. Exactly.
Right? Even though that may not have been his intention. And I want to say the reason why
you did hurt me back.
Yeah.
I texted you for advice on my book and you never got back to me.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, there was like a
call a charlatan faker.
I called you charlatan. I mean, it's legitimate. I would want to help me either. You know,
you're like www.faker.com. Follow them. They'll help you.
Cool. Do you feel complete, Preston?
Yeah, I just want to say to his credit, the comment was really long, and you know how we always see what we want to see.
Yeah. Right.
So those two words was the whole comment. Like, you can't say, you know, I respect you and I love what you do, but sometimes you come off as a charlatan and a da-da-da-da-da, and not, like, I'm going to see charlatan and faker and go, okay, so what you're saying is...
You agree with this guy.
Yeah. So there was a lot more in there, and you may have agreed with other parts of it, but that,
I hope so.
It meant a lot in that moment, because I consider you a friend, so...
Right on.
All good.
Awesome. Caitlin. You asked the question, and now you get to answer it.
I did. For me, I think the biggest quality about myself that I have a hard time loving is that I care so much what other people think about me. And
Amen.
I guess
that makes two of us.
I guess when you know that about me, it's not that surprising that my job is having an Instagram account, because I'm actually an expert at making people love me because I care so much what they think. And I guess the way that I practice loving that is, I think I have to practice loving myself even more, because I think if I truly loved myself and truly believed fully, or I mean, I guess if it's kind of impossible, like Preston said, if I believe to 99% that I'm perfect in my own way and lovable, then I think it'll be way easier to sort of internally debate other people's opinions. Like, I think that if it's harder for me to agree with what other people might say or think, then it'll be easier to love myself in general, because what is agreeing with the negative things that somebody says about you, except, you know, not really fully loving yourself? I think it should be easier to disagree with those things than agree with them.
So well thought out.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
I had some time. I didn't know
Yeah.
my question was going to bring out all of this wonderful drama.
Yeah, right? So
I
good.
thought it was kind of a lightweight question, and like, look what came up.
Yeah.
Where there is
Yeah,
love,
so
there is hate.
Question for you, as an Instagrammer, I know we talked about it when last time I had you on the show. How does that impact the way that you post? What percentage of your posts are like you reaching out for love?
Ooh, that's an interesting one. It's funny because at first, in the beginning of your question, I was thinking it was going to go in the direction of like how many of my posts are real. And I mean, for a long time, a lot of them weren't real. And that was sort of my way of searching for love from people, was like trying to write the cool caption or something like that to be like, oh, they're going to think I'm cool and they're going to love me. And then I realized that didn't work quite so well. And in fact, the way to really make people love you, but actually love you, not just love how cool you are, is to be vulnerable and to like really put yourself out there, because I find that when people can see a bit of themselves within you, it's so much easier to love you. So I would say how many of my posts these days are looking to be loved? I mean, truthfully, probably all of them. Like, that's the nature
Thank you
of
for
the
your
game.
honesty.
Personally, I'd like people to love me because that's something I'm working through. But also, I mean, it's Instagram, and like the whole business of it is to get as many likes as you can. So, I mean, all of them.
I appreciate your honesty, and I was thinking like, what percentage of my posts are for love? And I'm like, a lot of them, except all the ones that are for sales. Yeah.
Yeah, but you even need people to love those, or the sale is ineffective. Like, they're all, you want people to love all of your posts.
Yep.
Yeah, thank you for sharing. And since I love the opportunity to open up and get real, the thing that I love least about myself is how much I care about my social standing. So it's similar to caring how other people think of me. But yeah, I care so much about my social standing, and it drives so much of my decisions. And I think it's tied to a few different things. It's tied to how I let my social standing impact the way that I feel about myself. And I also give my power away constantly to other people. And it's because I want to be liked. I want to be loved. And I'm constantly asked, I'll share openly with pretty much anyone who will listen. And I also want to hear their advice and feedback. And I find that I get swayed a lot, like, because I'm asking so many people for their opinions. And yes, there's a lot of people that I have a shit ton that I could learn from. But I find that like my North Compass is changing directions all the time because I care so much about what other people think and their opinion and how they see me, etc. So that's something that is super real for me. And there was something else in there. Yeah, I'm just I care so much about my social standing.
Big.
Yeah,
It's really
I
big.
really like. I want to be like loved so much. So yeah, I guess that's it. There was something else, but maybe it'll come to me.
That's huge, man.
Yeah.
You are so lovely.
Yeah.
Sharing that.
Thank you. Okay, I know what I was going to say.
Yeah, I got
So, as I think you guys all know, because you've been the recipients. So, for about the last year and a half, I've sent a personalized video to every single person that I know, essentially every person that I'm friends with on Facebook. I've sent 4,000 videos. So, some people have now gotten 2 birthday videos from me. And I will find myself judging myself after I send the video as to like, is this genuine share? Like, is this going to come across as genuine? Like, are people like going to like actually like appreciate this? Or like, I'm actually like judging myself while I'm doing this really nice gesture. That
Right?
like, there's probably maybe a couple other people in the world that are doing this. And yet I'm still beating myself up about not being a good person while doing something that is all
Yes.
about giving.
Yep.
So I think that that's really ironic. And when I remind myself, I just laugh. I just laugh and like I just pull all the pressure, like deflate the balloon. So
That's the best thing we can all do. with all of this stuff is just laugh at it and disassociate from it. 'Cause it's,
Yeah.
it's not the truth, right?
No.
Yeah.
It's not the truth of us.
Yeah. So thank you very much, Caitlin, for bringing that question into the space, and for all of you guys for your beautiful open shares, and for a little contention, there between Preston and Zack that I just love.
Honest dialogue.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
Real,
so
vulnerable.
to close out the show, I wanted to just quickly go around the horn and ask you guys how we, the listeners, can best support you. So Preston, since you're sitting by my side, how can we best support you?
You know what? It's two ways. One, you can follow me on anywhere on social media and find out, and get some really inspirational stuff at Preston Smiles. And then I have a free course on overcoming fear and achieving. And that is prestonsmiles.com/overcome.
And you've got the Man Cave as well, right?
I do. I'm the founder of a conscious man brotherhood called Man Cave. And if you're looking to level up, if you're looking to be bigger than your dick and distractions and all the other stuff that's, been cleverly placed on our path right now, the best way to take your life to the next level is with other conscious men. And so it's a virtual conscious man brotherhood. You can find it on my Instagram or my Facebook or anywhere else.
Awesome. Thank you, P. All right, Amber, how can we support you?
Awesome. So please connect with me at lifepurpose.chat, and over at Life Purpose Cheerleader on Instagram, Life Purpose Cheerleader on Facebook, all the things. But if you are looking to get some tools, support, to be surrounded by a cheer squad of light workers to support you in reminding you matter, you're worthy, your purpose matters, I would love for you to explore my online programs. I have a 4-week course called the Let Your Light Shine Live Bootcamp. It's something that's super, super powerful, and one of my favorite things I've ever created, being a on-camera host for 10 years of my life. I'm all about showing people and giving them the tools to share vulnerably on live stream so they can reach their tribe. So Let Your Light Shine Live is coming up once a quarter, and then the Turn Your Crazy into Your Purpose Bootcamp. I was called crazy my whole life, and I think it's the people that are crazy, the people that think they're crazy enough to change the world actually do. So I support individuals in becoming their own internal compass through things like meditation and affirmations and self-love and all that good stuff. So we're in a national tribe now. So I'd love for you to come join the cheer squad of Team Love Your Purpose, and let's get busy, because you get to get paid for your gifts.
Ooh, I like it. Thank you, Amber.
Yeah.
All right, Caitlin, how can we support you?
You can support me by following me on Instagram at gypsetgoddess. And really, you can support me and everyone by being the person you are in real life online. We need more authenticity in social media, so quit trying to be like everyone else and be yourself.
Can I get an amen?
Amen.
Yeah. Thank you, Caitlin. So well said. I
Yeah.
definitely share your vision. So yeah, Zach, how can we support you?
Yeah, how you can support me is you can follow me and like all of my pictures on Instagram, Divine Reminder. You can buy my book, The American, which is coming out in 2 months, which is all about this hyper-masculinized society in which we live in, and how boys are conditioned basically since birth to compete and to better and to best one another, and to constantly be trying to outdo one another instead of finding the peace and love and divinity in everyone else, and my personal journey through that process. So it's my second book I'm writing. I'm really excited about it, and would love it if you would buy and support yourself by being good to your heart.
And thank you, Zach, and definitely check out the show notes page. We've got links to all the amazing things that you guys just shared with us there on the site, so you can go right there. So thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you back here next week.